Too
We
slow.
are live. Welcome, one and all, back to the West Coast Draft Podcast. Right
National
before we hit
Signing Day
record,
special.
National Signing Day special, Conference Championship special, just a special episode. And you know how special it is. Right before we hit record, Rob Jokinen fired off the take of the century that Daniel Jones is Taysom Hill.
Yep.
That's
And
not
no
exactly
lies
what the
detected.
take was, but I choose to say that's what it was.
Selective
For
editing from our producer.
selective editing, exactly.
Selective.
Um, good stuff. No, though we got a fun episode. You know, this is
Yeah.
the last episode before the first ever live West Coast Draft podcast.
Can't
How are we
wait.
feeling, boys? You guys ready to be in temperatures above 40 degrees?
Oh my, it's been cold lately, Denver. It's
Dude, it
been
was
cold.
so foggy today in Southtown,
Oh
bro.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I did a transport down in SeaTac. So fucking foggy there, man.
Last night, uh geez, I wonder if our flight will be affected by fog. um
That's a good
Hopefully
question.
not.
Last night I went to get some ice cream. Couldn't see in front of me when I was driving. It was like some of the foggiest I've ever driven in. So I cannot wait. I got my sunglasses packed, my Coach Prime sunglasses packed. Gonna be there.
Yeah, I was checking the weather over there. Low 70s, sunny.
Oh,
Man,
I
nice.
asked Beau before the show, should I bring pants? He was like, for you Seattle weather people, it's 70 degrees. I think he said it was a cool 70 degrees
Yeah,
today.
it was a breezy 73. I had to wear a jacket and slacks today, and I have to wear slacks to work every day, so that's not different. But I was wearing a big old jacket when I walked into work. I will say in the morning it's like 38, so it
Yeah.
warms up once the sun comes up.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say we gotta be cozy like at night.
Yeah, the desert gets cold. That's right.
Yep.
uh, but daytime is
Oh,
fantastic. It's
can't
beautiful.
wait.
So,
I can already feel it on my skin.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Sunlight.
Using sunscreen in December, can you believe it?
Oh man.
Those pale ass motherfuckers.
They're gonna look at us all strange, the locals down there. Are
Oh,
these
that's what
ghosts?
I'm saying, man. Rob and I are gonna walk down the street and they're gonna be like, "Where the fuck do these guys come from?" And then Bo's just like in the middle, tanned out.
Well,
Looks like he's actually got vitamin D.
my fun story from the Sugar Bowl and National Championship trip is always in Houston, there was like this really cool hammock bar by my hostel. And it was like 60 degrees in Houston. I was like, oh, this is great. I wore shorts and t-shirt. And I'm at the bar, and like these Texans are all bundled up in like Instagram girl fall clothes, the brown hats and stuff. They were
Yeah,
looking at me kind of funny. I was like, this is great.
yeah, right.
So I suspect it to be a little similar to that.
Yeah, it probably won't be too dissimilar from that, to be quite honest with you. Most people around here, once we get to the 70s, they're fine with the short sleeves and the shorts.
Okay.
Like when I
Okay.
went to Safeway today after work, I was wearing this t-shirt, basketball shorts. Wasn't weird. In the morning, and obviously when you're at work in a formal setting where you have to dress
Yeah.
in a formal way, that's when it's like, okay. But I appreciate it at that point because back in August when it was like 115 out, and I had to wear long sleeves and slacks, that was not as fun. Um, so I prefer where we're at now with that in that respect. But we got games to talk about, boys. We have the last weekend of regular season college football is in the books.
Look at this tight
We all went
schedule
13
right
and
here.
9 this week. Not a single difference. Well, we know we had differences, but not a single change. You
No.
guys are still tied at
Two
first, and
behind.
I'm only 2 games behind you. I could
This
be
is going to be
back up in
tight
front of
to the
you.
finish.
And that's not even to mention
Ooh, never mind.
we're
Yep, it could not be tight to the finish. Jeez. Bowl
it could
games are
not
going to be
it
so
could
hard to predict because of sit outs.
uh that's why we'll probably go week by week with it. We're probably not going to have like a pod where we pick every single one. We'll probably go somewhat week by week with it. Some bowl games have already had teams announced though, so that's
Oh,
fun.
cool.
That's good.
Um Western
And
Michigan.
we've had some firings too.
Scooter's
have had some
Coffee
fires.
Frisco Bowl. That sounds like the most random bowl name.
That's pretty funny.
Kind of is.
Where's Frisco? Is that Texas?
Frisco is outside of Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
The only Frisco I know is a mountain town in Colorado
Mhm.
that I used to drive through.
Is West Virginia 20? Oh no, sorry, Memphis is 25. Hold on.
West Virginia fired their coach.
They did. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. South Alabama out.
Memphis is ranked? What?
They beat Tulane.
Yeah, they are.
They
I know.
smacked Tulane.
Dude, I know, but come on, man. What have they done this year? Didn't they beat Florida State earlier in the year?
They did beat Florida
They
State.
did.
They're playing in their conference championship in one
That's
of the
they're not.
better G5s.
That's
I don't know. That usually happens, Daniel. These teams get ranked at this time of year.
dude.
Let's see. And then
Your boy Brent Brennan keeping his job.
Hey, at least Dino Babers got fired, I guess. I don't know.
The smoke about Fafita is weird. It's like he entered, no, he didn't. Maybe he will.
It doesn't sound like he's gonna enter. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna trust anyone, I'm gonna trust his dad, right? Now,
I
granted,
don't
he could
trust
be telling his
football
dad what to
influencer
say.
dads.
I mean, his dad's not really a football influencer dad. It's not like he's like all over social media or anything.
Hashtag Big Dave's Blueprint.
Big Dave's Blueprint. Jeez.
It's like,
yeah, no.
Your son
like that.
sucked at quarterback, dog.
Hey, at least his other son's good at the end.
Yeah, and that's the position his first son probably should have played. If you ask me.
You're not even probably right about that. You are right about that. But anyways, so let's talk.
What year was DJU losing to Notre Dame on the road? Was that 19 or 20?
He beat him on the road. 21. It was 20. No, so it was 20. It was the COVID year.
I'm pretty sure Notre Dame beat them. Because Clemson was number 1.
Clemson,
Or number
Notre
3.
Dame, 2020. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, Clemson, Notre Dame 47, Clemson 40 in OT.
Yeah, because
you're right.
DJU sucked that game, and when it came to down the stretch.
What game was I thinking about? Oh yeah, and then in the semi, that's when Lawrence lost to Fields finally.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yep, you're right. Okay. Yep, you're right. I was speaking at the end for the Ungulays at the quarterback position at least, but they didn't know that at the time. Where are we at? Week 14, rivalry week. It's in the books.
Flag planting week.
Flag fight week, brawl week.
Jeez.
A lot of guys that will not be playing in the NFL decided they want to go out on a high note and just punch their least favorite team in the face.
Flag planting is going to
legally.
get banned now, I bet. At least by
honestly.
conferences.
Yeah, that was rough, man. It was so funny when Michigan did it, and then
players got pepper sprayed.
But then at a certain point, it almost felt derivative. It's almost like the freaking like in the like NC State, North Carolina. Y'all did.
Yeah, I was like, why the hell are
y'all
you
did that
guys
because
fighting?
Michigan, Ohio State did it earlier.
What was the third one? There's the third one.
There was like 8 of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of them actually. There was the Arizona ASU when they that was a cool one because they did the Sun Devil fork.
Yeah,
that was
Florida State did it.
Oh, yep. It was like that one is like they're having a legendary mid-off right there.
Hey, once Florida started playing Lagway, they actually turned out to be pretty good. They should have split them the whole year.
Florida State's far from mid at this point.
Yeah, so it was a little different.
But the only one I liked was the ASU Arizona one, just because they used the prop rather than the flag.
Yeah. And Michigan, Ohio State, because A, it's Michigan, Ohio State, and B, it was the first one of the day, so it wasn't tired yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, just every fucking game on Saturday, they were like, "Oh yeah, how can
this is what Baker Mayfield did
in a
to
fight?"
us.
Yeah, right. What other games ended? Let's see. Notre Dame USC. USC did 1-2.
No, they parade around the. They didn't.
I could have sworn I saw Notre Dame.
They parade around the SC logo or something.
Oh.
I'm forgetting who did it, but it happened a couple times.
No, Clemson, South Carolina didn't. That feels like two schools that would, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Huh. Maybe there's no other ones. If only Duke Wake Forest did
I think we're
it.
just memory holding some of them.
Yeah, probably. Huh? Maybe not.
Wazoo lost to Wyoming.
Yeah.
Who did?
Dude,
Yeah. And they
Wazoo
cooped it
lost to
bad. They were
Wyoming.
leading most of the game too.
Oh
To
man,
a two
Wazoo fell
to a
apart.
2-win Wyoming team at the time.
Wazoo
Florida,
start. Did they
crushed.
lose their last three? Yeah, they lost all their last three, and they should have lost to San Jose State too.
Yep.
Wow. Man, they really choked, huh?
Arbuckle's
Yeah, they did.
taken the Oklahoma OC job, which is, in my opinion, a really good hire.
Yeah.
Arbuckle's a
Get,
really
with
good OC.
Arnold hopping in the portal, maybe Mateer will follow him to Norman.
Yeah, maybe. I
Um,
don't think he's going to be back at Wazoo. I think he's going to get
I saw a bunch of like business owners in
Oh
Pullman
yeah.
like pulling together to get the NIL, and I'm like, wow, the business owners of Pullman are pulling together. Have we ever seen a conglomeration more powerful? Forget the Allied powers in World War II.
You got the Pullman business community. You got the Pullman Chamber of Commerce, baby.
Chamber of Commerce.
Commerce. That's crazy, man.
I had to deal with local city level chambers of commerce, and those people are so annoying. It's like people that think they're God's gift to the earth because they have a sandwich shop.
Who wins at full power? The Avengers during like the Infinity War era when they had like 87 members, or the Pullman Chamber of Commerce?
Pullman Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, like those
I don't think
AI
anybody
memes
can
of
beat them.
like Pullman Toyota. I let me join in. You know, Cougar
Yeah,
Gold,
yeah.
Cougar
Pullman
Gold's Creamery,
Toyota, Pullman Chevrolet,
Pullman QFC.
Pullman QFC. Man, I forgot all about QFC, man, honestly.
I love QFC. That's my fave.
Got fries down here,
Oh yeah.
but I like fries. Fries are pretty sick. Actually, you know where I've been going a lot recently, and this isn't like a Tucson exclusive thing or anything, but Safeway, because Safeway, they're hot, like they got the hot
Oh
wings
yeah.
that are like
Safeway's got
served
a
in the
good
hot
hot
plate
one.
ready for you. Oh man, I love those
I like
Safeway hot
Safeway. I like
ones.
Safeway too. Those are my top two.
And when Sketchway closed down,
That was
it
tragic.
hurt a part of me. And now they've built a new one, but it's all like nice and fancy
I know it's like
with like
doesn't feel the
apartments
same.
on top of it.
Doesn't feel
It's
the same.
not the same. Not the same. It's not the Safeway on the Ave if you don't fear for your life when you go there.
Oh man.
Anyways, we gotta talk about last week's games.
Kent State win for finishing the winless season.
0 and 12, baby. They did it. They did it. I think we already talked about those two games.
Yeah.
Um,
Hoping
Memphis
that
two.
hoping
Oh,
that
sorry.
was going to be a good game with how bad the Thanksgiving game was, and this wasn't any better.
No, the only good Thanksgiving game was the
Lions Bears.
freaking Lions Bears, yeah.
Yeah, because like the score for Cowboys Giants was close, but it's like, ugh,
But it wasn't like an interesting game to
no.
watch. And it was like 27-3 at one point or
You want to
27-10
see an
or something.
interesting game? Watch the Seahawks Jets from last week. Oh my
That
god.
was an interesting game. Hey, if you want to watch a game with no D, actually, that's a lie. Bengals Steelers was an interesting game in the sense that the only defense that was played were like pick sixes and fumbles returned for touchdowns and shit. Like
Yep, 100%.
there was defense, but it was only splash plays on defense. We'll talk about that during the NFL
I can't.
pod, though.
I'm
But
excited to talk. That's gonna be so fun to talk about in person.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll get to be able to pace in person. You'll be able to see it. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to dedicate my segment tomorrow to talking about Hard Knocks because that did bring me joy.
Tomorrow,
Or sorry, not tomorrow. Why did I think tomorrow? I'm still on
Fired Hot
the
Shot.
Thursday schedule. I'm fired. Yeah, Saturday. There we go.
See, I'm poor and don't have HBO, but was it good? Is it worth
Oh, it was
finding
hilarious.
it?
It was awesome. Okay. I will say I won't spoil everything, but God, you can Mike Tomlin, man. Having Mike and because the Bengals and Steelers were playing each other, they would have them like kind of like how in draft day how they'd have a segment where they're like talking about like Sonny Weaver Jr.'s talking about a guy and then they show on the set on the split screen like that guy like
Oh, yeah. Great
and
scenes.
they were doing that, so it'd be like Mike Tomlin talking about Burrow, talking about Chase
Nice.
on one side while it's like split over and Chase like at practice that week or Burrow at
That's cool.
practice that week.
That's really
And
cool.
then they do the same thing with like how, Zach Taylor, Dan Pitcher talking about Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt,
Is
Lou Anarumo talking about George Pickens, all the time like you're seeing them in practice and everything and in meetings. It was actually kind of sick. Like the
is
presentation
Tomlin
was awesome.
more jovial when he's not talking to media on camera?
No,
Is he
he's
still
fucking
pretty prickly?
aggressive, man. I mean, he just commands a room. Tomlin
Yeah.
was definitely the standout. I think the two standouts from the episode, from like a personality standpoint, were Mike Tomlin and Joe Burrow. Joe
Hmm.
Burrow, because he's actually like low key hilarious. Like you don't like see that a lot, and obviously this season, like in every single like post game press conference, he looks depressed. Um, but like in practice, he's like joking around. He's having a good time. Like
Mm,
when he's talking to the cameras, he's like, he's just a cool guy. Seems like a guy that you want
yeah.
to be chill with. Like he's just, personality wise, like you can tell, like he's running that team. And like every single shot of Cincinnati, they were always like, whenever Taylor was talking and show Taylor for like 3 seconds and then cut to what Joe's doing. Like if he's listening, if
Mm,
he's locked in. And it was funny because him and Jamar were sitting like up front, right up front in the front row. And Jamar looks like he's completely zoned out, and Joe's like taking notes, and he's just locked in. Like you can
mm.
tell, Joe's a different breed. If he can make Zach Taylor look interesting and look engaging,
If he
that's
can
how,
make Zach Taylor have a job for 5 years,
yeah,
Bruh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, man, Burrow was one of the standouts.
oh,
Also,
I bet you
yeah.
that the airplane will have Hard Knocks on it.
Oh, yeah, if it
That
does, definitely watch it.
that
If it
is where
does,
I'll
watch it.
watch it.
Okay. And then Tomlin was a standout. Tomlin, man, he just commands the room. He's he's amazing coach.
Who's longer
Fantastic
tenured
coach.
now, Tomlin or Harbaugh?
Tomlin. Tomlin. About like 2 years or 1 year or something. It's close. But man, Tomlin just commands a room. Like you can
He's the
tell.
dean
Like
of the
the
coaches.
fact the fact that any Steelers fan ever wanted him fired is just fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah,
He's
no, firing Tomlin would be such a mistake.
he even I mean Harbaugh, honestly, I mean, you know, comparing comparing the four coaches, Tomlin commanded the room, awesome coach, perfect. I mean, just like the game planning, like they showed him game planning, they showed him installing, like they called it the Joe Burrow plan, and I was like, hey, there you go. Just lights out. Harbaugh, I don't know, he was fine. He was he was just kind of there. He was like a football coach, He was
Yeah,
doing his job.
I'd
Um,
say I'd take Tomlin over Harbaugh.
Stefanski, funny enough, he kind of felt like a motivational speaker and not like a very convincing one. In the sense that he how would I say it? He was just kind of saying random stuff. Like at one point, oh yeah, they opened it up. He showed him the remaining schedule, and it was like he showed him like they still had a games against the what Broncos, Ravens, Steelers, Chiefs, and Bengals or something like no. Broncos, Ravens, um Dolphins, Chiefs, Bengals, Steelers, not in that order, but those are all the teams they still have yet to play. And they're like, there you go. That's the playoff field. You guys are in the playoffs right now. If we win out, we will be in the playoffs and we're gonna keep running from here. And I was like, you just looked at the players and like they're not buying it. These
Mm,
motherfuckers are 3-9. You're not in the playoffs. And Zach Taylor, man, he feels like a fucking camp
I
counselor.
just want to talk about Jameis in person.
Yeah.
I'll do my impression of that video that they had of him on Monday night like the Bo Nix stand there just holding her, messing with the
Oh
football
yeah,
with
and
it.
he's like,
So it was like
um, fucking Dan Pitcher, who's like 30 years old, commanded the room way
better than
better than Zach Taylor did
wow.
when he was talking. Like Zach Taylor just he talks like a fucking camp counselor. He talks like he's talking to like I talk to my sixth graders, man. It's crazy.
um, some fun thing related to new signing or National Signing Day. That tackle that we flipped from Texas. One, he's a stud, but two, there's a picture of him like in a locker room pregame wearing like eye having eye black, but like Joker makeup style of like the smile and around the eyes. It was like that is just hilarious. I can't
There
believe
you go.
kids do that shit these days. And he's just like looks like this goofy guy wearing Joker eye paint. It's like that's the kind of O line I want. It's like my coaches would be like, wash that shit off your face. But I'm happy that kids get to be like, like you would not be allowed to have any accessories unless you were some star player.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, like our coaches were like, yeah, they would say unless you were the star player who was getting recruited by a bunch of big time schools, which at Folsom we actually had a good number of those guys. So, um,
Like let the kids express themselves. Let them wear the gear and the swag. The Deion Sanders look good, feel good, play good.
oh, the other takeaway too, is that remember a week or so ago when it got announced that the Christopher Nolan Batmobiles from the Dark Knight they were putting up for auction for
Oh
like
yeah,
a couple million.
yeah.
Joe Bro got one of them.
No, nice.
When he said that, I was like, "That's so sick." So,
That's so cool.
new nickname unlocked for Joe Burrow. He's Batman now,
Yeah.
which kind of fits honestly.
Speaking of new signing day, that's one of the recruits' nicknames from your neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Got a lot of Zona boys from your neck of the woods, some ballers,
makes sense. A
honestly.
lot of them flipped when
I'm pretty
Fish.
happy with Jed's first class. There were some players that we were in on to the last minute that didn't fall our way, which is always tough. But
It'd been
like
nice if Vander Plug for a little
honestly,
bit behind him.
honestly, he's a 6'7" tight end who doesn't play in line. Yeah, he'd be fun to have, but the two tight ends we did sign, I think,
Right.
are really good as well and can play a Y. I think that's pretty important in this one.
Hmm.
Like Vanderplug's a red zone matchup nightmare, but like I bet a lot of money he's not going to play much at Oregon because they have a lot of good other good tight ends too. So
Hmm.
like, and they play Ys. They play the Y. So it's like, well, it'd take him probably two years to get big enough to be a Y, and they have another good stable of guys already. And by then, he'll have been recruited over. Like he would have played with us, but like I'm
Hmm.
not too upset about that. They had another tight end in this class that was better than him, and the guy they wanted the whole time is like Lincoln Cure was like, I'm gonna stay true to my morals and stay in Kansas State, which was hilarious.
Hmm.
Uh, that he said that like that it was against his morals to go to Oregon. We gotta play that one a lot, but they beefed up the old line big time. And that was my and signed like 7 receivers. I'm pretty damn happy about that. They got demand weapons and protection.
There you go.
I think
Uh,
this next year's class will be on par with the class DeBoer was going to sign this year because DeBoer was going to get some pretty decent players actually. Um, I think we'll be back on track, which is good because now he'll have a full year to really recruit people.
got a lot of dudes too.
We signed a big class because we lost so many
Like
players.
29 folks.
We signed a big class, top 20 class. I mean, I
I'll
want
take
UW to
that.
be around 20 to 15. I think that's a good spot for us. We're never gonna,
Right.
as long as NIL's like this, we're not gonna be recruiting the same kind of guys as Oregon does.
No.
I just like to see. I would have liked one more interior defender, D lineman. I hope we can improve some D line recruitment for next year. I'm very happy with the edges though. I like the edges a lot. Sanchez Hernandez in 2 years is someone you're going to hear a lot.
Oh, they got a 247 as us at 22. Boo. That's
I
pretty
care about the
close though.
composite. Composite's at 19.
I don't get to a composite.
I really like the receiver class. I really like the DB class. I really
How do I
like
see the
the
composite?
DB class, edge class.
Oh, do I click on? Oh yeah, 30 commands. Oh, no composites 22
Oh,
too.
okay. Say just Randy Sales probably gonna play this
Yep.
year. That's Batman right there. Taylor Allen. I like
Right.
Clausen a
Yeah.
lot. I really like Naomi is really good. Scroll down a little bit. I don't know how to player I really, really like. Braden Vyas Bryce can be really good, in my opinion. I
Mhm.
really like keep going, keep going. Desmond Roebuck. I like
Desmond
him
Roebuck
a
from Marana.
lot.
Hey, that's my neck of the woods, man.
That is your neck of the wood. He's gonna be really, really good. Really,
You know,
really
Moran,
good.
Jordan Morgan, Marana product, which of
Oh,
course he
really?
went to UVA. That shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but oh yeah.
He's gonna be a freaking baller. Devin Hyde's
Mhm.
gonna be really good too. And then Victor, scroll down a little bit more for Victor Sanchez Hernandez. He was on the what's the word? He could have gone to the Olympics for judo and decided not to
Hmm.
for the next Olympics. He wanted to play football.
Where's the Aussie kid? Where's he at?
He's a
It's on his
transfer, I
soul.
think.
Oh, is he listed as transfer? Okay.
I love
Did
getting the
Harris?
Aussie
Oh
Royce
yeah, okay.
pundits.
Harris signed. Okay, Harris did sign. Okay, I
I'm
wasn't
happy
sure.
to get a Aussie 6'5" Aussie punter.
Really, Marcus Harris is only a 3-star?
That was surprising to me.
I saw I saw Jordan Schultz tweeting about his commitment, and I was like, "Oh man, this guy must be like 4-star, high 4-star." And then I saw it, and then I was like, "Dang, oh,
I
only three
really wanted
star."
Alec
Okay.
Bube, but he's stick with Mizzou because he's Raiden Vines Bryant's Raiden Vines Bright. He's going to be
Oh
our Jacob Cowan right there. Raiden Vines Bright's really
gosh,
good.
a lot of receivers in this class, which obviously we're not
I think they're
upset
going to
about.
switch one of them to DB probably. There's a lot of flexibility there. Love, I like every O line they brought in. I like Lowe and Coleman Brusa, family connection there.
Hmm.
He's going to be a really good center.
Got a lot of Oregon guys.
Yeah.
Kind of fun to think about. Um, there
I don't
you
know why
go.
they missed him at tackle. He's interior line for sure.
There you go. Well, there's the class. All right, boys, we gotta get
We're
rolling here.
running behind, yeah, but let's get through it.
Memphis Tulane we already talked about.
8 OT classic. Georgia Tech got screwed though on that targeting
They did,
fumble.
they did, but also go for two after the
Yep, go
first
for two.
overtime. Dumb.
I didn't love their play calling
Yeah,
in overtime.
it's crazy. Yeah, 8 OT. Whenever you go to 8 OTs, clearly there's a lot of screw ups going on there.
Yeah, but man, Georgia Tech's on the
Um,
rise. They're on the rise right now because
mhm,
good coach, good recruiting grounds, good NIL. They're going to be ones to watch out from the ACC. There's the
mhm.
ACC is going to be pretty exciting with the
There
SMU
got
being
some
like it
guys to
is.
watch in draft season. Look at
Clemson.
Jackson
I
Haas,
mean,
the guy a lot of people are talking
who?
about tight end. Jackson Haas, their tight end. He's a
Mm,
guy that a lot of people are excited about. He's at the
good tight
Senior
end
Bowl,
class,
so
man.
it is a very good tight end class.
Speaking of tight
Um,
ends, though, AJ Barner has really positively surprised me. He's been a lot better than expected.
I miss Eric All, man. We haven't won since Eric All. Actually, that's not true. We won in the game that Eric All got hurt, but we haven't won
Mm,
a game since then.
he was playing so good. I wouldn't mind cutting Noah Fant and getting another rookie tight end.
I think the Bengals should run back. Bring Gesicki back. Bring Eric All back. Prosper. Keep
No.
Drew Sample just because he's a good blocker.
Oh, yes.
Just because he's a good blocker. Punt Tanner Hudson into the sun. We don't need him anymore.
Yeah.
Eric All was stealing snaps before he
Tanner
got hurt,
Hudson's
anyways.
totally one of those guys that the coaches really like, but just never shows up.
Well, the thing is, he keeps showing up. He keeps showing
For the
up in the
wrong way.
targets. He gets a ridiculous number
That's why I'm
of
saying the
targets
coaches like it,
from
like him, so
middies.
they feed him when
Yeah,
he's not really that good.
no, I mean, he's fine. He's not terrible. I've seen
He
worse. I
shouldn't
mean,
be getting the amount
he
of targets
he
he's
almost single-handedly lost us the game against
That's what I'm saying.
the
That's what I'm saying.
Patriots. So, um, Boise took it to Oregon State. Didn't cover though, so that sucks.
So funny that Ben Gilbranson's still playing football.
Yeah, right.
Dr. Ben
Um,
Gilbranson.
Ole Miss, I mean the Egg Bowl, I mean they won by double digits, but the Egg Bowl, it's never a true blowout. Honestly, they needed Ulysses Bentley 80-yard touchdown
Yeah.
to pull away. Which how has he not gotten more carries? He's a guy that I know NFL teams really liked.
Oh, he's a dog.
Yeah, but he's not getting any carries. He's not getting any run. He's probably gonna enter the portal, or he'll just say sayonara and use the tape he does have and see what NFL thinks of him with that. I
Colorado.
kind of, and I know I've said this before on this pod before, but I'm sick and tired of the era of guys having 8 years of eligibility. Bring back, if you don't have NFL worthy tape after 5 years, you're probably just not gonna keep playing football.
He's getting paid to do it though. I don't blame him.
I mean, nowadays he is, but I'm just like, I'm tired of these guys, man.
He gets another
I'm
year
tired of
too.
Cam Rising getting an 8th year of eligibility.
Bowman, baby. Shane Bowman. You got another year.
I'm
Some
tired
people
of it.
won't give up on their dream, you know.
I'd keep doing it. I can't blame him.
Let's just give it up, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't necessarily blame them. I don't blame the logic behind it. I don't know. It takes away
Time to
from
put the fries in the
purity.
bag, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it takes. It takes away the purity of it, man. These
Hey,
aren't kids
hey.
anymore. Cam Rising's pushing 30. He's gonna be
Hey,
playing college
We
football
don't
next
want any
year.
Brandon Whedon slander here. Or what's his
Brandon
name?
Whedon.
He was playing for the Cowboys when he was like 28.
I'm gonna say, wasn't that dude like a 30-year-old rookie?
Yeah, that's
All
what I'm
those years
saying.
ago?
It's not a new
He
thing.
played
Who's
like 2
the
years.
Miami tight end that's 2 years older than we are, and he's still playing college football?
Cam McCormick.
Oh yeah, that's
He was
Cam
granted
McCormick.
another year after this year too.
Yeah, see?
bro. Come
He
on.
said no though.
Hang
He
it
said
up,
no though.
brother.
He
Hang
decided
it
to
up.
move on after this year.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. Can't
Um,
imagine what that does to your body after a
gosh,
while.
how old was that? How old was Hayden Hurst? He was. See, the same
He
thing
was
with
about the same as Brandon Whedon, maybe a little bit
because
younger.
he was a little younger, and they had the same path though. It's because they went baseball first and it didn't work out, and they went right out of high
Oh
school.
yeah, he got drafted at 25. So he was old, but not like insane.
He got drafted. Yeah, that's nothing anymore with the portal.
Right.
Remember we
Yeah.
said, "Oh my gosh, he's so old" when he got drafted, and now Michael Pennis is getting drafted at 24. So is Bo Nix,
Yeah.
top 15.
Yeah, Hayden Brandon Whedon getting drafted at, let's see,
I think it was
1983.
28.
Yeah, he was 28 when he got drafted.
I'll be right back. I gotta fill up my water.
All good. All good. Let's see. How old was he? August 24th, 1993. Oh, so Hayden Hurst wasn't even 24 yet. Or 25 yet. He was turning 25 later that year, but he was not 25 yet when he got drafted. He was still only 24. So, yeah, there are guys that are older. There are guys that are older that got drafted then. So, Michael Penix maybe starting for the Atlanta Falcons soon. We'll talk about that. Colorado absolutely stomped Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State finishing on a 9-game losing streak, which is kind of fucking crazy.
You know what, man? I feel like the Colorado game's kind of expected. I'm gonna be real. 52 to nothing. OSU's been absolute garbage this year. I remember when they were ranked at the beginning of the year and they just kept getting smoked by all these different teams. And now we're seeing it come full circle. 52 to nothing is an embarrassment, man.
Well, it's crazy. They were 3-0 at one point.
Dude,
And then they
look at
lost.
those L's. Look at all those L's, man. They even beat the Razorbacks, dude. And then look at all those L's.
Yeah. Razorbacks not bad either. It's funny. South Dakota State's not bad as far as FCS teams, and they killed them. And then it all fell apart.
Wah,
That's
wah.
rough. That's rough. Shoot, man. Even U of A might have beaten them. That's not true. Only if you have had a bye week to prepare for them first. Um, let's see other games here. Did Minnesota get to bowl eligible? Or were they already bowl eligible? Oh, they already were. They already were. I think Wisconsin missed out on a bowl, I believe. Yep, 5-7. Wisconsin is not going bowling, I'm afraid. Sorry, Madison. Miami, Ohio clinched their spot in the MAC title game. Bowling Green. Is Bowling
Ball
Green
State.
eligible? Okay, Bowling Green is. Okay, so we got one more game if he doesn't opt out of Herald Fanning.
Back. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Ball State, Ohio.
Oh,
We
here you
make
go.
much
Here's
progress.
your what's up?
We make much
Oh,
progress.
we're like halfway through the Friday games. Ohio, Miami, Ohio. A little classic Southern Ohio matchup. Athens versus Miami. Southwest versus Southeast.
Oh,
There we
gosh.
go.
You know too much about Ohio, and I work in politics.
Miami, Ohio is like right outside Cincinnati, so that's how I know it. And then Southern Athens, that's where
Stanford lost to San Jose State. What the
they
fuck?
did, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Man.
surprised there's been no talk about Troy Taylor losing his job.
No. Well, did you see Andrew Luck got hired to be the GM for
Yeah.
Stanford?
That's
But like the
General.
role he's in, it's actually kind of sick because the role he's
General
in,
manager.
general manager, because he's not just he's
Captain
not
Andrew
just
Luck.
like recruiting GM like Courtney Morgan's title is everywhere he goes. Like he's running the fucking team. Like he's basically an AD only in charge of football.
Nice.
cool.
It's kind of sick actually.
The captain has been promoted to general.
That's true. Gosh,
Good
I
for
love
him.
Andrew
Andrew
Luck,
Luck
man.
account tweeted about it. It was nice.
It's weird that Troy Taylor's answering to Andrew Luck. That's kind of funny when you think about it. But I respect it. Actually, Troy Taylor probably played a role in Andrew Luck getting hired. I think that's going to help Stanford a lot in the long run, having a name like that in the building.
Saw a classic Iowa game too. Look at that. 13-10.
Oh yeah, 13-10. Let's go.
Patrick Mahomes Jr. couldn't win the game.
Couldn't do it. But it's okay because Nebraska finally got to bowl eligible for the first time in 8 years or however long it's been.
Good for them. Nebraska used to be such a premier college football program.
They haven't
They
been
did.
since
They're
they
still
fired
considered a
Pelini.
blue blood.
I
They
can't believe
fired
that's the
Pelini.
same
They
school
fired
that produced
Pelini.
Ndamukong Suh. And now look at them the last few years, just garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They fucked up hiring Pelini, man.
Mm-hmm.
Firing. Yeah, hurt big time by their shrink, by their by their recruiting footprint basically evaporating. They got hurt big time there. Did you see that they wouldn't shake hands of their running back, the Iowa running back, or the Nebraska players wouldn't shake the hands of the Iowa players pregame, and then the Iowa running back after the game was trying to shake their hands. That never works out well.
No. The Pac-Man movie?
Right? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, never mind. Sorry. I had a Twitter pop up. It made it seem like there was a Pac-Man movie coming out, and I was like, man, won't they make a movie about nowadays? Sorry. Utah,
to see the
UCF. Utah
Minecraft movie.
finally won another game. Utah finally won another game. Good for them.
They probably won on old Whittingham's last game.
Yeah.
Elephant in
All
the
right.
room. Oregon clearly just outclassed us on the lines. DeMond had a pretty good game.
He did. He was good. The offensive line is fucking awful.
I think DeMond played quite well in a really tough environment against the number one team running for his life.
Mm-hmm.
That first play bomb on Jabbar, oh, that was sweet. They've been practicing that one. Like he has
target.
zip that Will clearly doesn't have.
Uh-huh.
Zion Tupeloa Fatui was like, why aren't we game planning for this bad O line? It's like, what more is there to game plan? There's nothing you can do about this at this point. It's a miracle most of them stayed healthy this year because it could have been worse.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. They just didn't really have a prayer.
This
honestly.
does not move my opinion that Oregon will not win the Natty.
It does not, no. I
You know
think
Um,
what's
we knew we were
funny?
gonna get blown out.
yeah. Well, you guys picked us actually, both of you two. I picked Oregon.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know the
fair
funny
enough.
thing about this Huskies team though, boys, is they're 6-0 at home and 0-6 on the road
Oh,
this
it's
year.
so funny. Yeah, and D line was pretty bad this last game. They were
Yeah.
pretty bad. Um, what else? They didn't put 70 on us on probably our worst roster since maybe '08, maybe like 14, maybe those first few Chris Peterson teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 14 was rough. Yeah, Oregon.
Honestly, '08's roster might have been better than this one.
I don't
I don't
know
know
about
Jake
about
that.
Locker on the team.
that. They did have Jake Locker. You're right.
It was
Going
coaching.
0-12 is pretty hard to do, man.
Coaching
That's
was
pretty bad.
absolutely abysmal that year, though. You just
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true.
Coaching was like just horrendous that year. And I don't know anyone, not just because of how he was, like how he performed as head coach, but just the man he was. I don't know many people with something good to say about Tyron Willingham. He was just supposedly an ass. Like he would like limit the amount of tickets kids could give to family.
Yeah, no,
All right, let's
I've
talk
never
about a
heard
bigger
anything
game
good
though.
about him.
Game with the team that actually did pull off the upset, which I can't believe they
Yeah,
did it.
Michigan,
'Cause they
Ohio
had
State, and you know what's
61
funny?
passing yards.
It's funny that Ohio we're at the point where Michigan can win the game and still fire their OC afterwards. That's
That
where
was
we're at.
embarrassing from Ohio State. Michigan broke Ryan Day because they kept running the ball up the middle against two top 50 draft pick D linemen.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's literally one part, and Will Johnson wasn't playing, so there's literally one part of Michigan's roster that should scare you. And it's the thing that Ohio State kept trying to go to that well, and
It's
it
like you should
kept
have
not
thrown
working.
it all day. Should have never even ran the football.
Yeah.
Just Chip Kelly needs to be fired. I have not liked his offense at all this year at Ohio State.
Yeah. And in the fight.
In the fight, Ryan Day looking just totally dazed and out of it,
Yeah.
saying
Well, it's
what
funny.
happened.
I'm in a fantasy football group chat. Funny enough, it has a lot of Michigan fans in it. So we were just talking, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't even know how excited to get. Our offense still sucks, but we do own Ohio State." And I commented, "Imagine going back in time and telling yourself that 4 years ago. Yes, you should be excited."
So that was just Jack Sawyer had an absolutely absurd play that saved the game
He
for
did.
Ohio State.
He really did, man.
That was just an absurd play.
The Gus Johnson call on that play too was crazy.
Yeah, and then like on another
lost
big
his
play,
voice.
he just totally lost his voice.
Oh man, I love Gus Johnson, man.
Gus
I hope he
Johnson
never
was
changes.
awesome.
I hope he never leaves. I hope he never retires. Someday he probably will.
It's just absolutely embarrassing for Ohio State. And the funny thing is, though, the only thing that will save Ryan Day is a natty.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I just watched it again. I had to watch it again. Yeah, no, I agree. I think at this point, if Ryan Day doesn't win a natty this year, he should be given his walking papers. And they should hire Dan Lanning.
No, he's going to the Bengals.
That's true. He is. Never mind.
Just absolutely embarrassing loss. Will Howard's not it, man.
1 year because he's already committed to the Senior Bowl. So he gone. Next up, Texas A&M. A&M really fell apart down the stretch of the season.
Couldn't score.
They could not. Yeah, no. Texas kept trying to give them this game too. They had the pick six. They had the block punt. They just kept trying to give it to them, and A&M just could not take advantage. Yeah, I still don't really believe in Texas.
Elko's
either.
has been a good hire though for them. He's done a good job.
Yeah, I agree. But,
Penn State really looking like a good contender right now, but it's like
shoot, if
James
Penn State
Franklin.
can if Penn State pulls off the upset on Saturday, I think you have to make them the #1 team in the country.
I think so too.
I mean, they're 3 right now. You'd only be obviously they jump Oregon and then
Their only
you
loss is
jumping
Ohio
Texas.
State, right?
Yeah,
But James
close one
Franklin
too.
is the epitome of no, get those lights off.
Yeah,
Off.
that's true. No, I'm not counting on them to beat Oregon. But...
That's my favorite Trump clip because I remember I saw it like the day it happened too. My favorite Trump moment though, I think I've mentioned it before, was the Clemson national title team eating a bunch of fast food. That's my favorite Trump moment.
Let's see. Notre Dame absolutely clobbered SC. I mean, obviously.
No, it was actually
they
pretty
won by
tight
14.
until Jaden Maeva threw 2 consecutive pick sixes.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I only saw the final score.
It was pretty back and forth.
I felt like Notre Dame had this one under control for at
They
least
did,
when I was watching.
but they were going for score for a while.
Fair enough.
And then Jaden Maeva threw 2 pick sixes in a row.
Daniel, you have a lot to answer for on this one.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You know who did go into Syracuse and win? The Stanford.
Oh.
But
Hey,
Miami
if it makes you
Hurricanes.
feel better, Ashton Davis entered the portal.
You know what's
that
kind
makes
of
me feel
funny?
so much. Ashton Daniels.
You know what's
But
kind of
yes, that
funny?
makes
I
me
was the
feel
only
better.
one that even picked Syracuse for this game. I had a feeling they would at least keep it close. I feel like Miami was just going to go in and just kind of throw a little bit.
Mm.
Who knows?
Crystal ball's a choker.
Yeah, dude.
It's that.
They're not in the top 12 now, are they? There's
Nope,
no way.
They're
out.
not.
They're
No,
done.
they're basically eliminated.
I
Damn,
love
dude.
that Skip Bayless choke.
I was really on their hype train, man. They looked really good for a little bit, but
They
I'd say
did.
the last couple weeks
They
they've
looked pretty good for a while.
I'm sorry. I know there's the whole recency thing and everything. Putting a 2-loss Miami team that's losses are against a decent, solid Georgia Tech and Syracuse teams. Like Syracuse, I think finished 8-4 or
They have
9-3.
some
Like they
fight.
did not have a bad roster. 9-3. Yeah, they lost. They're 9-3 Syracuse and 7-5 Georgia Tech that just went to 8 overtimes with.
They should be in
Georgia.
over Bama.
They should be in over Bama. I'm sorry, less losses and better losses at that.
But
You
guys,
could also argue worse wins.
Oklahoma,
You could argue worse wins, but
getting whooped by Oklahoma is inexcusable.
yes,
and
I agree.
At this point of the season, and they manufactured a ranked win by having Mizzou still ranked.
dude,
That's a manufactured ranked win. They're like,
they love
Bama has more ranked wins. It's like, you guys make the rankings.
Right.
They are in love with Bama. They love the Crimson.
They always have. They always have.
Stupid.
They're all Bama fans. And you know what it is, guys? It's bias.
And it'll be funny.
Bias.
Let's say Oregon loses to Penn State. Bama's the last team in. Oregon would lose to Bama because the board just has Lanning's number.
Lanning versus DeBoer in the first round. That would be incredible, actually. Dude, I'm for that.
Just root for the Meteor at that point, man.
Yeah, that is a Meteor game.
True. I'd probably root for Bama.
I'd root for Bama.
But
that would be an all-time bad draw.
Yeah.
Oregon versus Alabama.
Dude. But it's looking like Bama's last team in right now.
Yeah, they are going to be the last team in. Well, I mean, they could still they could still rank ahead of ASU if ASU wins on, or whoever wins the Big 12. So they'll probably actually be the 11. So
they should not be ranked ahead of ASU. They absolutely shouldn't.
Probably
but
not.
Robert,
again, ASU
it's Bama. They won trophies. What has Arizona State done in the last 5 years? Relatively nothing. So what does the committee think? Yeah, let's put Bama in. They've always been good. They're run by dinosaurs.
ASU wouldn't get a bye, right?
ASU would not get a bye unless somehow the committee decided to rank them ahead of Boise State. I don't know.
Oh, Boise State would get a bye?
Boise State's on pace to get by. Yeah.
That's crazy.
How much you want to bet this committee lives in 2014, boys?
If Boise State loses to UNLV, at that point Boise State's probably eliminated.
Would be in
But
it
then
so then.
but then whoever wins the Big 12 would probably get
So
the
if Boise
bye.
State loses, Bama would be 11 anyways, probably.
Boise State loses, Bama would be 11. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Ugh, no win here.
Yeah.
Man,
No,
how much I would give
Bama's
for ASU
pretty
being
much
over.
the only scenario where Bama's not in is if Clemson beats SMU in the ACC title game and the committee decides to leave as an at-large.
Okay.
That's pretty much the only scenario that kicks Bama out. I know. It's a bummer. It's a bummer.
What if Boise State loses and SMU loses? Would SMU be in over Boise?
Yeah, probably. I imagine they would, yeah. Just because of power conference.
Yeah.
Speaking of actually Tennessee, they were
Vandy
struggling Vanderbilt for a
going
while.
Up 14-0.
Yeah, then they just kind of turned it on at the end. Dylan Sampson's a freaking stud, man.
He's so good, man.
He's gonna be fun in draft season. This running back class is so good.
He's gonna be really fun at the combine.
Yeah.
Dude, Cal and Stanford having just dog shit seasons in the.
Yeah, right.
ACC.
Meanwhile, SMU goes and wins it in year one. Or might win in year one. That'd be funny, actually. Hey, okay. I know we're not rooting for Oregon, but what if the 4 power conference champions are all newcomers? Oregon winning the Big Ten, Texas winning the SEC, SMU winning the ACC, and Arizona State winning the Big 12.
That would rock.
That would be kind of sick, actually.
Indiana 66-0. Oof.
Jeez, they took it out on them, that's for sure. They were still pissed about Ohio State.
That merits a fired.
Yep. And it got people fired. So there you go.
I thought maybe they'd give them one more. Nope. Right back to Illinois.
Yeah. Clemson, South Carolina. South Carolina took it to them, or not took it to them. I mean, it was a close game, but
South
took
Carolina
it at the
deserves
end. More Sellers, man, great player. I wish they were in the playoff.
They deserve to be in.
He's
so
bad. Fun. And her one fucking Hail Mary where the receiver just didn't turn around for whatever reason
from being in.
Sucks, man. Also,
Mike Leach is undefeated on his criticism of the committee. Up above.
Yeah. Bama took care of Auburn. Yeah.
Auburn sucks.
Auburn's bad. ASU destroyed Arizona. We all saw it coming. It happens. I don't know. They killed us last year. Or we killed them last year. They killed us this year. I don't know. This Arizona team just ain't it.
Win Arizona.
I'm glad Dino Babers is gone, but Brent Brennan, you will burn for what you fucking did, what you wasted. You better nail this OC hire. You better fucking nail it.
I have my doubts.
I am with you. Iowa State winning to get to the Big 12 championship game. Hey, I know we're kind of already assuming Arizona State's going to win. Maybe. I don't know. We haven't gotten picks yet. But if Iowa State wins on Saturday, it'll be the first time in over 100 years they've won a conference.
100 years. Good for them.
Yeah. Kind of.
When's the last time has ASU ever won a conference?
I don't know. Let's try that. Arizona State football. Let's check this.
I feel like they might have.
Arizona State football. Here we go. Arizona State Sun Devils. Conference title 17. Yes, they
in football. When they probably won the border conference.
Let's see.
I think they joined the pack in like the 80s.
They joined the pack in 1978. Let's see. Championship. Here we go. Arizona Conference Championships. No, they won the Pac-10 in 2007 and 96 and 86.
Okay, good for them.
Before that was mostly the WAC. And then they had the border conference from 31 to 61.
Houston, BYU. BYU took care of business.
Yes, sir. Iowa State. I want to confirm. I saw somewhere they haven't won a conference in conference titles too. Yeah.
Makes
Here
sense
we go.
for
The
Iowa State.
last conference title that Iowa State won was the year the Titanic sank. 1912.
Ooh. Was Gil Dobie coaching UW at the time?
Oh no. There you go. And they only played an 8-game season. It was the Big Eight, the Big Eight conference. This is what their coach's Wikipedia picture is too, in case you're curious. Clyde
Yes.
Williams.
Samuel Clyde Williams.
Born in
No name.
1879.
1879. In Shelby, Iowa. Shout
But he
out
played
Clyde
for
Williams.
Iowa. Traitor.
He was a traitor. Hey, but he led them to 2 conference championships.
They're
So
only 2.
there are only 2 conference championships. So in a weird way, I'm kind of rooting for Iowa State on Saturday,
And
but
if they
I
win,
also
they're
am
in,
kind of rooting
right?
for ASU too. What's that?
Is it winning in or no?
Yeah, winning in.
Iowa State
'Cause-
making the CFP would be so funny.
Yeah, Arizona
first-
State making the CFP would be so funny. You
Yeah.
kidding me? Let's see. Mizzou beat Arkansas. Yeah,
Barry Odom's got to be getting another job after this, or at least.
yeah.
Marion.
UNLV taking it to Nevada. Yeah, he probably is, I imagine. The Illini
Beating them at
struggled.
Wrigley.
Yeah, beat him at Wrigley. Didn't kill him, but did enough to win, which that's all you can ask
Louisville
for.
whooped Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky's bad.
UConn got bowl eligibility.
Let's go. You see, there's controversy over like the trophy,
Yeah.
like an unofficial trophy, and UMass refused to acknowledge it. But UConn's like, or what's his name?
Mora.
How am I forgetting his name?
Jim Mora.
Jim Mora. Yeah, he was like, and then there's like the report from like UMass, like their publishers, like it's okay because UConn's saying they don't want to acknowledge it either. And Jim Mora was like, bullshit, we won that fucking trophy. Give it to
the
us.
other drama of not having a senior day too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, UMass is in hot water right now with their fans primarily and their players. Let's see. Kansas couldn't keep against Baylor. They couldn't get to bowl eligible. They just decided to ruin 3-team seasons and then peace out. So I kind of respect it. Let's see. Anything else here that stands out? Rice beat South Florida. Wow.
Yeah. Rutgers whooped Michigan State in the Palindrome win.
Yep.
Our friend of the pod, Mike Valenti, not too happy.
Bro, Michigan State's such a poverty team now.
I
They
know.
are.
They're fucking bottom feeders, man.
Jonathan Smith will get him right. I think
Pitt starting 7-0 and then finishing 7-5, having
Wow.
the Oklahoma State one
classic
just
from
4 weeks later.
Narduzzi.
Yep.
That sounds like Pitt.
Fresno almost beat UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
What's Charlotte's record? Shout out to Biff.
Foji. Where's the Bister here? They beat UIB. Hey man.
Yeah, everyone
5
does.
and
It's Trent
7,
Dilfer.
just short of 4.
Mm.
That's probably good enough to not get him fired though.
I remember
never
like
mind.
no,
Never mind.
16 days ago.
We really missed that, huh?
Dang it. That's why.
I remember like before the season, he was like before the first game, he was like, yeah, half our team's hurt.
Oh, look at that. They're undefeated since firing.
No. I just remember before the season, he's like, yeah, half our team's hurt and won't play in the opener. It's like, what?
Western Kentucky
Go Tops, baby.
walked off Jacksonville State to clinch a spot in the Conference USA Championship against Jacksonville State. So
Rematch.
yep, that's right.
Wyoming beating Wazoo, humiliating Wazoo in front of like 10,000 fans. What do you call something with 20,000 arms and 20,000 legs, but no teeth.
What's that?
Martin Stadium's fans.
Dude.
Bang.
Tell you what, though, I got a couple good friends from back home who went to Wyoming for school. They're probably happy about that game.
Oh, I bet.
Oh yeah.
What a collapse.
Shout-
Losing to New Mexico and Wyoming.
Yeah.
Pickett's probably going to take a DC job somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, why not, right?
Arbuckle's already gone. There's some talk of Arbuckle to Utah too, but that didn't materialize. Is Andy Ludwig still the OC there?
Where?
Utah.
I think so, yeah. I haven't seen anything about him being canned. Let's see. Let's go to the news. Let's go to the news.
Yeah, there's just not been much news coming out of Utah.
Yeah, I don't see anything about. Yeah.
Aside future
Nothing.
after the season. You know what that means. He gone.
Let's see where ESPN Plus. I have ESPN Plus. Get out of here. Hold on.
ESPN has us at 18. Chad was talking about it.
Oh, that's good. Yep, 18. Look at that. Top offense prospect, Marcus Harris. Top defense prospect, Zadris. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Where were we? Week 14, sorry. Only a couple more games here to talk about before we get into pick 'em for the conference title games. Florida killed Florida State. Who hasn't?
LSU who blew up in Oklahoma makes that loss even more embarrassing.
Yeah, right. Oklahoma's below.
Last Hawaii test of the year.
They won it though. They beat New Mexico.
Air Force beat putting 31 in SDSU. What's happened to Air Force?
Hey, they woke up,
Also,
man.
Marshall
They woke
beating
up. They
James
saw
Madison.
they saw the other two service academies having so much fun. They wanted to see if they could sneak back into bowl eligibility. Not
4 in a
quite,
row. That's impressive.
but still.
Merrimack.
It's a good thing they beat Merrimack.
What happened to who's Marshall playing in their in the Sun Belt Championship? That might be a rematch.
Louisiana.
Okay, never mind.
So, anyways, but on that note, we're back at it here with
Big time.
the
Championship
conference chain, and we all tied last week, so we had no winner. So we have no one to pick who goes first, second, third. So I say we just fucking go left to right then, I guess. Starting with, hey, well, Conference USA. I know this game was a rematch because they played it just last week. Jacksonville State. Was this one at Jacksonville State as well? I can't remember.
I think it was Western Kentucky.
No, yeah, it was home.
No, it was at
home. So they're playing in the exact
no,
same location.
no. It was at.
No, that was the versus.
No, it's at.
Oh wait. Oh, I was
looked at
looking at the
this
first
week,
one.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you
you're right.
go.
You're right. Okay, I was looking at the second one. You're right. So,
common mistake.
yeah, when they play back to back, I mean, um,
Is Ohio and
so
Miami playing
obviously West
back-to-back?
Kentucky won the first matchup here on a walk-off field goal. Jacksonville State, though, they are
Good team.
oh man, JVSU.
No, JVST.
Oh, is it JVST? Hold on, how
Jacksonville
do I
State
get
will have
the?
the
Oh yeah, sorry, JVST. It's literally right there. You're right. So. And this one, who do I take? Obviously, West Kentucky won last week on the walk-off field goal. Was Jacksonville State have anything to play for, though? And this one's at Jacksonville State. You know what? Give me the Hilltoppers. I think they cover. It's funny. We're talking about teams we have not talked about all year
I
now.
know.
So at least for a couple of these.
Speaking of COSA though, when not Sun Belt is where's the Sun Belt championship by the way?
That one's in Lafayette
No, but
and
why is it not
Louisiana.
on?
What's up?
Oh, I see it now. Never mind. But Sun Liberty quarterback transfer. Keith Slater.
Dayton Salter. Yeah.
Salter. Oops. Danny, you're up.
Daniel. Conference USA Championship.
Oh man, bro.
Starting with the highlight of the weekend.
Of course, man.
We're gonna be watching this one in the airport, baby.
You know what, man? Give me Jacksonville State. Fuck it.
Two pet teams of mine. Love my Tops. Love some Rich Rod. Go Tops, baby.
Huh? Boise, UNLV. This is probably the Friday night one most people will be watching. Hey, you know what? Tulane Army will also have eyes on it. This is a rematch. Might as well just talk about what happened in the first game here. Boise, walked away at the victory.
It was a close one.
29-24 though. Close game. This one they are favored by 4. That game, worth noting, was in Las Vegas. This game is in Boise. Daniel, who you got?
Has to be Ashton Janty's boys. Has to be.
I'm going Boise to win, but UNLV to cover.
I knew it. I knew Rob was gonna make that pick, bro. I knew he was.
Boise doesn't lose on the blue, but I think, very damn good.
It is a damn good Rebs team. I will say.
Team is going to keep it close.
Yeah, Boise's
players
played some really, really close games recently against teams they really shouldn't have. But Boise doesn't lose on the blue. Give me the Broncos, and with the cover too because they play better at home. They haven't played a lot of home games recently. In fact, when's the last? Because I know Wyoming was on the road. I guess Oregon State was at home, which they won by 16. San Jose State was on the road. I guess Nevada played them close, but that was really the last close one they played at home. So yeah, give me the Broncos. And then finishing off Friday night, Tulane Army. Tulane, despite being unranked, while Army's 24, is 5-point favorites. This game, in case you're curious, is being played in West Point. Rob.
I don't think service academies ever show up to big games, man. I'm gonna go with Tulane. Give me my pet teams are all in this one. All 3 of my pet teams are in this one, except Syracuse. And they had a 9-3. This is a good year for my pet teams, man. Syracuse had a 9-3 year. Syracuse had a 9-3 year. Tulane's in the conference championship. Western Kentucky's in the conference championship, and they sucked in CFB 25. So shout out to the coaches. And the Rebs are having a fantastic year again.
Army barely beat freaking UTSA at home. That's not a great look. UTSA is pretty bad. Is Tulane like rolling their AAC teams? Yeah, they rolled South Florida, rolled UAB. The Memphis game's kind of fresh in my mind though. I'm inclined to agree with you. Give me Tulane. Daniel.
Yeah, I'm taking Tulane as well.
Across the board. All right, the Big 12 title game. Iowa State, ASU. The most likable of the conference championships. Featuring considering the teams playing. Speaking, of course, of the Power Four, the Group of 5. We all love you guys. ASU's just on a roll, man. ASU's playing really, really good football at the right time of year. Iowa State, meanwhile, stumbled a little bit recently, so I feel good ASU covering in this one. Only 2 is basically a pick 'em.
This will be nice to watch. at brunch tomorrow, or at brunch
on
on Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I agree, man.
Daniel.
Give me ASU, man. They're rolling. They're really good right now.
I'm taking the Devils as well. I'm so excited to watch Iowa State's D versus Scatterbo because they run the 3-3-5 like most Big 12 schools do, but because they had the creator of the whole defense, friend of the pod, Drew Peacock. Just kidding, uh, John Haycock.
Yeah.
They really play their run quite well, so I'm really excited to see that matchup. Just the technique that their defensive fronts play with is very fun to watch.
Miami, Ohio, a rematch of a game from earlier in the season, which Miami, Ohio
Who did Miami
won.
play last week?
This game's up at Ford Field, so neutral site. Miami last week played Bowling Green and won
Oh,
by
that's right. That's
16.
right. I was like, I thought they played Ohio last week, but no, they played
Yeah.
another
Ohio, they beat Ohio by 10 a little bit earlier this year. Actually, they started the season off 0-3, 1-4, even
So
extend that a little
funny
bit,
how
and have
much
really been on a
Northern
roll since
Illinois
then.
fell off, and everyone just totally memory hold that game against Notre Dame.
Yeah, right. So
Gosh, those
that's
Oregon jerseys really look like Baylor in that picture.
yeah, they do. So that's Miami, Ohio. We
By
haven't
the
talked
way,
about them much,
fuck
so I
Lanning
figured,
for smashing a helmet. That the way he got it was definitely through like every college team, and you've seen this at the facility. The equipment rooms have helmets of all the teams they play. It's tradition to give the helmet if you've never played before. If they ever ask for another helmet, do not give it to them. Fuck their equipment manager who gave that to them to smash. That's just disrespectful.
Looking at Ohio now, the Bobcats, they come in with only 3 losses on the year. They're playing pretty good ball at the
Remember
moment as
last
well,
year when they
actually.
beat
They're
Iowa
rolling
State?
teams. One of their losses, however, was to Miami of Ohio, who they're playing. This game's up at Ford Field, so convenient. Daniel, you get to lead us off on the pick here.
Remember when Ohio beat Iowa State last year?
Yeah.
Well, I just watched from a distance. Nice. Give me Miami. Miami, Ohio.
I'm going Miami as well. They're a fun team to watch. I remember last year they whooped a really solid Tulane team. Or Tulane, no, Toledo.
Yep, I agree. Go across the board on that one. Rob, you get to talk about one of the boring ones, Texas,
Oh
Georgia.
gosh.
Rematch from
This is
earlier
a
in the year.
tough one
Georgia
to
won by
pick.
15. Yeah. This one's
Texas
in
being
Atlanta.
favored. Oh my god. Was that matchup in
That one was
Texas?
in Austin. That one was in
Okay.
Austin. This one's in Atlanta.
Jeez. I gotta go Georgia. Just because of how they played the last time. And they're getting points. I think it's gonna be close, so I'm just gonna take the points.
I'm gonna make the same mistake I made last time. I'm gonna pick Texas here. I just think Georgia's playing really shitty right now.
Yeah.
I'm with Beau, man. I'm taking Texas, and I don't even think it's that hard of a pick. I think Texas is the better football team at the moment.
They definitely are. Okay, cool. I get one of the fun ones. Louisiana Marshall, Sun Belt Championship, baby, the
Woo,
Fun
Fun
Belt.
Belt.
Have Louisiana Marshall played this year already? They have not. No, this will be their first matchup. So Louisiana is coming as the home team. This game is being played in Lafayette. 10-2 record. Only losses were barely losing to Tulane, actually. Barely losing to South Alabama. Meanwhile, Marshall
It's fun to
here.
look back at this time of year at the games we didn't care about when they played.
Marshall got killed by a tech, got killed by, oh, where am I at? Sorry about that. Got killed by Ohio State, barely lost to Georgia Southern.
What's
I
Georgia
mean, they're
Southern's
winning right
record?
now. That's a good question, actually.
Because they
They're
beat
Remember when
winning
Vandy
right
James
now.
too.
Madison was a ranked team and they were really good?
Remember they beat Vandy.
Yeah, right. They were last year with Signetti. Georgia Southern 8-4. There you go. Shout out Clay Helton.
That's
Uh,
right, Clay Helton.
I mean, Marshall's playing pretty good ball right now, but I don't know. Louisiana just seems like they're kind of a powerhouse in that division. So give me the Raging Cajuns.
I think Marshall's going to cover, boys.
Would you even say we are?
What do you mean?
We are Marshall. We are
Movie.
Marshall.
Is that their thing?
Yeah,
It's the name of the movie that covered
it's the name of the
the plane
movie. Yeah.
crash.
Oh, okay.
Because UW had a Marshall-like incident. Oh, and made, I've haven't been the nicest to Marshall through that comparison. I feel like they deserve me to pick them, so I will take Marshall.
Daniel, Penn State, Oregon, number 3 versus number 1. Probably I mean, from a pure ranking standpoint, the best game of the weekend. One of the best games all year, actually, from a pure ranking standpoint. Oregon, 3.5 point favorites traveling to Indy, Penn State meeting them. I mean, it's not halfway, but it's closer to halfway than it would have been if it was Ohio State. Or faves, who you got, Daniel?
I got to take the Ducks, unfortunately.
Robots.
I'm taking Penn State, baby. Tyler Warren, Abdul Carter. Please do it. Please. And all the scouts in the world are going to be watching versus Connerly.
Oregon's just playing at such a. I can't forget how they played on the road against Wisconsin, though. 3.5. Fuck it, Penn State. I think Oregon wins on a last second field goal. Penn State covers. I think Oregon wins. Penn State covers. That's my prediction. And lastly, the ACC championship to close us off before we talk a little Lions Packers.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to forget. I was going to nail
SMU, 2.5 point favorites, taking on the Clemson Tigers, one of the staple ACC teams against one of its newbies.
you. Oh, it's such a
Rob,
quiet season.
yeah, that's because they've been good.
This is a tough one, man. I feel like this has the ingredients of an upset to me. So, sadly, I'm going to go Clemson.
I What's SMU been
Is this
playing?
at like the this is at like the Hurricane Stadium or not Hurricanes,
Bank of America's Panthers.
Panthers, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, man, they're just rolling teams right now. Yeah, they had the close one with Boston College, but other than that, and Duke. Other than the Boston College
To be
and Duke,
fair
they're
though,
just
look at that schedule, man.
right. But Clemson's not much better than the rest of the schedule. Look at Clemson's. Let's look at Clemson's schedule and talk about it. The Citadel barely beat Pitt, barely beat Virginia Tech.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a
This
lot
is a
of faith in
toss
this
up for me,
Clemson.
man. This is just a toss up.
I don't have a lot of faith in Clemson, so give me SMU. I think they can cover.
It would be awesome if they do it though. I'm rooting for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Clemson's just got more experience, man, relative to SMU. I think they do it.
Oh, all right. Well, all four. How many? I don't think we had a lot of consensus picks. I think Tulane, ASU, Miami, Ohio. Those three in the middle are our only consensus picks. The rest of them, we have at least one person. Well, we have one person lone wolfing because it's impossible for us to have more than one person lone wolfing. That's not what a lone wolf is. So that's it for the conference championship picks. We'll be able to decipher live. We'll be able to follow along live with how we're all doing. However, we still have an NFL game to talk about. And I should mention this is a rematch of the game and in location on Thursday Night Football of the infamous
Oh
Aaron
God,
Rodgers
stop.
Hail
No,
Mary.
no, no, no.
Uh-oh.
I remember watching that game when I was in high school. Don't fucking remind me. Please don't
Trey
remind me.
Flowers got screwed.
Sophomore year.
Oh my god, bro. It wasn't Trey Flowers. It was what's his face? Fucking shit. What was his name? It was a D end we had that year.
That's Trey Flowers.
It
The hands
was
to the
no
face.
Trey Flowers came a couple years later.
Oh, the hands to the face game was a different year.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
But it was still Trey Flowers did get screwed in that game.
yeah. That was a Patricia era game.
Okay,
This is
that
the
makes sense.
2015 fucking. What was his name? At the tip, Devin Taylor.
Devin Taylor.
Devin Taylor
Good
was.
pull.
Took me way too long to remember that.
I
He was the one that
definitely
got called
it,
for
so.
the face mask, and then Aaron Rodgers on the next play. Fucking God, we had a 14-0 lead in that game too. Did you guys know that? I remember that.
I remember watching it.
We had a
I
2-touchdown lead and we threw it away. Anyway, who's picking this game first?
Rob won the week, so he gets to
I will
pick
allow
who goes
Daniel
first.
to pick first.
Fuck man. Oh my god, we do not have it. So I found out Josh Pascal's out, DJ Reader's out, Levi's out,
Oof.
Taylor Decker's out. But for the Packers, Jair Alexander's out, Romeo Dobbs is out, Ballantyne's out, Adrian Cooper's out. Too many injuries, man. That's the killer with this sport for me, dude. There's so many goddamn injuries. We're so thin on defense right now. Oh man. I'm only picking the Lions because I do not want to pick the fucking Packers. I really just don't want to pick them. But I would not be surprised if the Packers beat us.
Detroit.
Dude, I don't want. I can't pick the Packers if they're playing the Lions, man. I can't do it.
Understandable. Robert.
I'm gonna go Packers.
Come on, why, bro?
Just to troll you.
Well, the last time that we picked a Lions-Packers game was actually not very long ago. It was in week 9. I lone wolfed on the Packers, and it was a mistake. This time around, Detroit's getting point.
Has extra rest.
On them.
Wait,
I
no,
will
the
not
Packers
be. And
play Thanksgiving. Damn it.
And I will not be lone wolfing because I'm picking the Lions to cover. They're just playing really high level. I know they struggle a little bit with Chicago, but I cannot get out of my head how well they just basically dominated in Green Bay the last time they played. So
this pick was basically the troll, Daniel.
There you go. I hope you drop a game because of it, because I'm still hot in your heels.
You are, yes, you are.
So,
hey man, what about me?
hey, you know what, man? Someone has to bring up the rear.
Still got a fighting chance.
Yeah, maybe.
It over till it over.
Oh, Ian Eagle and Charles Davis are calling the game on
Thursday night.
No, sorry, on the Cardinals game.
Oh, we're missing that. Damn.
I know. I was looking.
Ian Eagle's calling the Cardinals game.
I never get to listen to Ian Eagle. Damn.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Why's he calling? Wait, why is he calling that game?
I don't know, actually, because it's their two NFL or two NFC teams, so I guess CBS got it.
I was gonna say I would have thought he'd call like the Browns Steelers game. I feel like Ian Eagle always calls AFC North games.
Yeah, honestly, it always feels like he does. And you know what? He always does a fucking great job of it, too. I love Ian Eagle. Well, I think he's an underrated announcer, honestly.
Like, it feels like Kevin Harlan always calls Dolphins games. Ian Eagle always calls North.
Yep.
Sparrow Ditas always calls, like, AFC South games. I feel like I always hear that guy's voice with, like, the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no. Sparrow Ditas, he calls a lot of Jets games, too.
We had Mark Sanchez 2 weeks in a row. I actually like Mark Sanchez on the call, so I was pretty happy.
You know who always calls Chiefs games?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Nance.
Tony Romo and Chris Collinsworth.
Oh,
You know what
and Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico, yeah.
You know what I want to see?
On our flight, we are only allowed to speak in Tony Romo voices to the flight attendants.
I don't know about that, Rob. I don't know, Jim.
I don't know if I want to change a reel.
Now here's a guy who makes a pretty Mahomey play on his dropback.
This flight attendant's making a Mahomes play going down the aisle, pushing the cart.
Dude, I was about to say I want to see Tony Romo and Chris Collinsworth do a Chiefs game together. I want to
Oh
see
God,
the ultimate glaze job.
I love that AI penalty.
We gotta watch Sunday Night
Personal
Football.
foul. Too
No,
much.
Chris
Dick
Collinsworth.
Redding. Chris Collinsworth. Or I think it's excessive glazing.
Excessive glazing. Oh gosh.
And he's like,
That's my favorite AI video. Is that one?
he's like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
And it has to be Chiefs Bills too, because
Oh
they also
God.
tend to glaze Josh Allen quite a bit.
Speaking of, we'll get to this in person. Man, it's gonna be such a fun NFL episode.
You know
We're never
what's
gonna
funny? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
we're never gonna stop seeing that Josh Allen play for years
No,
and
we
years
won't.
and years.
And you know what? I don't want to because it's awesome.
It's an awesome play.
Yeah.
One thing I've heard about Chris Collinsworth behind closed doors, he tells people that his favorite quarterback is Joe Burrow, but because he's
Wow.
a former Bengal, he doesn't want to come across as biased.
Dude, fuck that, man. He does it anyway by talking about Mahomes all the time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Every single former
That man's got
pro.
too many cobwebs in his brain.
He's the
dude.
only former pro
He's
that
the
isn't
only
super
one
biased
that
to his
does
team.
that.
Because
Troy,
like
Troy Aikman will
oh,
gobble the fucking Cowboys. But Chris
go ahead and do
Collinsworth,
it. All the rest of them do it.
yeah, exactly.
It would have been
Exactly.
funny to hear Brady talk about Mac Jones as a Patriot.
Oh, that would have been so good, man. That's a missed opportunity. When's Brady gonna call a Patriots game for the first
Oh
time?
God.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a good-
this reminds me of Julian Edelman and Rob Gronkowski and Randy Moss and da, 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 da.
John
Actually, oh wait,
Brandt.
hold on. Okay, I need to check something. I need to see what game has 506 Sports. What
Well, what
games
hurts
has
them
Tom
is
Brady
that they're not
called every week?
Fox.
Remember when Ben Watson was a Patriot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Aaron Hernandez in the locker room when it shows George Pickens melting
I
down.
don't think he's coming up, bro. I don't think he's going.
Yeah, no, I doubt he's gonna bring that up. So he called the Cowboys in week 1 and week 2. Week 3 called the Cowboys in week 3 as well. So he
Oh, if he gets the
called the
Niners, he'd be glazing them too.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. He called Philly Tampa in week 4. Oh, that's right. That was the week that he was talking about how the culture changed, or how he changed the culture. Or no, Baker was saying how no one was having fun. Okay. Arizona, San Francisco. He called one Niners game so far. Let's see. Week 6
I
he
would
called
shoot myself
Detroit,
if
Dallas.
I
We
had to
remember
listen
that.
He glazes the lines quite a bit too.
I'd shoot myself if I had to listen to Brady during a Seahawks Niners game. That would be
He
hilarious.
called Chiefs Niners. That was a blowout. I
I'd
remember.
listen to the radio call if that were the case.
Brady. He called Bills Seahawks.
I had missed that game,
Oh, there
and
you
I didn't
go.
even. And I saw the score and didn't watch my recording.
There you go. He
That's
called
the
Bills
only
Seahawks.
one that I missed on the campaign that I recorded.
I didn't realize he called Bills Seahawks. That's funny.
That was a rough one.
Called Detroit Green Bay, the
That
first
was the
one.
pre Ernest Jones era.
He called San Francisco Tampa Bay. Ooh, I bet he was conflicted in that one.
Oh yeah, dude. A lot of people were exaggerating at the time of the Ernest Jones trade. Like, oh, he got his Roquan, but like Ernest Jones really did stabilize the defense.
Oh, he called Green Bay Chicago. And he called San Francisco Green Bay.
You guys hyped
weekends
to
ago.
watch the Aaron Rodgers Netflix special?
There's an Aaron Rodgers Netflix special.
Yeah, check the group chat, dog.
Oh, and they called Giants Cowboys this weekend, or this past weekend. Then who's he calling this week? I don't even know what he saw. Oh, Buffalo, LA. Buffalo, LA. That's right.
I think I
There you
posted it in the
go.
group chat.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You
where
did
is it?
post it in the group chat. You did. I remember. Do they already have the assignments out for future weeks? They do not know. Okay, I was gonna see. I was gonna see if we could see who Brady's gonna be calling the rest of the way.
Daniel, you need to watch that Mike McDonald talking about his wife giving birth after this. It's just the most coach speak thing about a major life moment.
There you go. Well,
People are
that's
like
it.
joking, but like Mike McDonald saw the problems with the offense and decided to make another one of himself.
Well, that's it for the West Coast Draft Podcast. It was a fun one, boys. The next time we have one of these, we're doing it live.
Let's go.
Uh, are we live?
Are we live? Is it? Oh, we got to start with that.
Yeah. So there you go. Closing thoughts, Mr. Daniel.
Excited to see y'all in Arizona this weekend, boys. Get some Waffle House, do some podcasting, go watch some football, and just be boys.
There you go. Mr. Rob.
If one of us goes down to Arizona, all of us go down to Arizona, at least in this pod. If one of us cook like,
And we actually did it.
If
Yeah, exactly.